All right, welcome back to Salem, Oregon. Landed here yesterday, and we're going to do a short 99-minute flight, 99-mile flight down to Bend, Oregon. So quick flight today, full flight video for me to examine. I am finding that occasionally, anyway, for these short flights, that it's useful for me to watch these videos when I get to watch them from start to finish. For example, yesterday in the flap debacle, forgetting to bring the flaps in, I actually studied that video after the fact and tried to identify those distractions which caused me to fail to retract the flaps after takeoff. So let's see if we can avoid similar mistakes this time. Let's get going. Beautiful weather here in Salem, as you can see. Drizzle, light rain, 48 degrees. Bend, partly cloudy, but better weather, 41 degrees. Cooler, it's a little higher. Airport elevation's 3,460 feet. So let's get going. Inside our airplane now, let's fix the camera issue as usual. Switch that to manual, and we'll go ahead and turn on our, lift up the crash bar, set the generator and battery
System
on.
test. Okay.
And let's get some lights on in here. It's kind of dark. That's better. Local time is 3:37 p.m.
Takeoff runway 16 climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure frequency is 125.8 squawk 477.
11,000 feet for initial climb.
System test. Okay.
November 343 Whiskey Bravo cleared to Kilo Bravo Delta November Airport is filed.
Our cruise altitude is only 13,000 feet. 13,000 feet for this flight. Low altitude IFR, but IFR obviously. Look at that, I just noticed that. Walmart. Walmart, that's crazy. Talk about level of detail. Anyway, okay, so we've got our altitude set. Now we'll set our VS at 1,800 feet per minute. And I don't think we'll need pushback today. It looks pretty open around us. And let's go ahead and fire up, start our nav lights, activate our nav lights, and start up. There we go. You know the drill by now. We'll wait for NG percentage to get to 13. Oops. It's funny, it was already set it there. Low idle. Okay. Low idle. Follow that NG percentage. Wait till it gets up to 52. Reconfirm the parking brake is on. Once this turns green, sync our altimeter. There we go. 29990. And we're in the green now. Let's go ahead and take to high idle. There we go. This just defaulted to minimum settings, but we might as well do that now. Minimums at Bend, Oregon are 3,800 feet. Barometric, 3,800 feet. Okay, looking good already. Nav source has been switched to FMS, so that turned this magenta. I don't know why I'm moving. No, dude. Cancel pushback. You know, having the AI help is useful in a lot of ways, but in some ways it's a little annoying. Okay. Dude, you should not get that close to the goddamn spinning prop. I shouldn't have to tell you this. Alright. Okay, we're good to go now. A little cold out though, so let's get our heater on. Winds are out of the south, as I recall. Make sure we look outside, everything look okay. Yes.
Taxi to and hold short
Looks
runway
good.
16 via taxiway Bravo Don Whiskey Bravo.
So we're gonna, you can see the blue ribbons there. We're obviously gonna turn to the right. Okay. Just being alerted that our inertial separator is on, as it should be. Dark and gloomy out here, isn't it? All right, let's go. Deactivate the parking brake. Sun's kind of peeking through those clouds, isn't it? Well, that's kind of consistent with what the weather was reported to be, which was drizzle. So it's not like it's you know, some giant storm. Alright, so we'll make our way over to runway 16. We'll use the MFD screen here to zoom in, so we have a better idea of where we are on the airport grounds. Using the feet here still fussing around with the sensitivity settings. It's an, what would the word be? Quixotic? It's quixotic. It's an endless quest on my part for something that I probably will never find. Alright, we're pretty close to the runway threshold. There it is over there. Just a 1/5 of a mile. Be there in a flash. Turn right. Stay on the taxiway. You can see where we are just by looking here. Again, kind of useful to get perspective. Turning this way to go that way. Alright. Deploy 1 notch of flaps as we prepare. I don't think I ever turned my taxi lights on. That was my bad. Not used to seeing the strobes so pronounced, and in fact, I'm sorry, the pulse lights so pronounced. And the reason I'm not used to it is because I don't normally turn those on until I'm just about ready to take off. So, sorry, a little overeager on the lights there. Okay, just taking a look at our checklist. Don't forget to start the timer. Oh, we also need to, I almost forgot, aux boost pump. Aux boost pump set to auto. Okay. Pretty dark up here for being just about not quite 4 in the afternoon.
Runway 16.
Okay, we'll stop here.
Salem Tower,
Now we'll activate our landing lights and our pulse lights.
Bravo, Delta, November.
Inertial separator is on.
43 Whiskey Bravo cleared for takeoff runway 16.
Alright, clear for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff runway 16, Docker, November, tree 43 Whiskey Bravo.
Let's go ahead and set our timer. Alright, here we go. Back this out as well. There we go. Okay, let's roll. We'll sync our heading bug. One last thing here to do. There we go. And we'll activate, or rather arm. VS is already armed. And we'll arm heading bug as well. And here we go. Winds are 3 knots headed right at us, so that'll make for a pretty smooth takeoff. Airspeed's alive. 90 knots and rotate. Excellent. Positive rate. Gear up. And I will not forget my flaps this time like an idiot. Activate autopilot now. Flaps are retracted now.
125.8 Docker.
Alright, now that we're in a stable climb, we'll make our left turn to intercept this magenta line. Basically turning east-northeast. 2996 on the altimeter. Let's adjust that. Good. Cleared up to our cruising altitude of 13,000 feet now.
Climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Docker Trey Whiskey Bravo.
So this should be pretty quick. Airspeed's a little... higher than it needs to be, we'll activate the FLC. I'm going to actually instruct it to maintain 170. Well, let's do 180 knots. We're very light today because I didn't have to put much gas in. Completely IMC right now, can't see squat. Deactivate our lights, our landing lights anyway. Continue our left turn, a little more east-northeast, or maybe just northeast. 045 degrees is northeast. Kind of always monitor your position relative to everything else. Zoom this out, make our range a little farther. We'll switch over to nav mode once we get closer to that magenta line so it can intercept. Climb rate now is pretty aggressive, but 2,400 feet per minute. This airplane's capable of even more than that, but that works for me. We'll check our weather radar just to make sure we don't get anything too crazy. See if we can get our there you go. So it's definitely showing a lot of rain. All right, let's activate nav. Make that right turn to intercept. Make sure we deactivate our inertial separator now that we're up. Throttle back to about 70%. Climbing now steadily.
Climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 13 right approach by uniform.
Gonna be at 13,000 feet here in no time.
290 DMER. Clear to uniform Bravo Golf flight 1918.
Got a tailwind now. 21 knots. And we are picking up some icing. So let's go ahead and activate our anti-icing equipment. And in icing situations, you do want to have your inertial separator on. Check our wing once this window ice disappears. I'm not seeing anything too dramatic on the wings. There is some icing though that's developed. All right, now that the window ice is gone. Oh, I do see some ice over here too. Alright, we're going to have to do some airframe de-icing here, I suspect. Let's look left. Yeah, we got some pretty significant ice buildup here. Incidentally, I'm going to turn off the pulse light just because it's distracting me as it's flashing off the water vapor. In any event, this ice buildup is going to be a problem, but for our airframe de-ice. But in nighttime conditions, you should know that you can activate the de-ice light and actually see, even in darkness, what the icing situation looks like on your wings. Anyway, we got to get on this here. We're going to start to slow down. Boom. There we go. Good. Very good. So it seems pretty clear we're going to be in the soup. I don't know. We still got about 2,700 feet till we're up and at our cruising altitude of just 13,000 feet. Nah. I mean, we're 84 miles from our destination. So our cruising altitude of 13,000 feet is reasonable for such a short flight. One of the many nice things about the TBM is that, you know, in a lot of smaller airplanes, oh, there's somebody out there. Interesting that we can see him. Anyway, in a lot of smaller, less capable airplanes, you'd have to be cautious about a climb out in a area that has any kind of terrain, for obvious reasons. In as much as that if your airplane can't climb quickly, then you could be in a world of hurt in conditions like this. I mean, look out the window, right? I mean, I don't see anything. Just nothing but clouds. And that guy. Whoever you are, sir, good day. He's going the same direction we are because his green light is on our is more visible to us than his red. Obviously, also, if he was going in the opposite direction as than we are, he'd be going this way way fast. So looks like we might get a little relief from this cloud cover, this deck. 12,000 feet now, just stunning, the cloud work. But anyway, a plane like this, the TBM, can just fly so fast and so quickly. It can climb so quickly that you can generally get out of trouble pretty fast. Look at that. Jesus Christ.
Skywest 3731, contact Seattle Center on 128.
Look at that. God, the clouds. Oh, such eye candy. All right, we still got a hell of a tailwind. Not a hell of a tailwind, but for being at 13,000 feet, having a 25-knot tailwind, that works for me. The visualized simulation here lets you see the conditions below you, terrain-wise. That's always handy. -8 outside, and we are still in the clouds, so we are definitely in icing conditions. Coming up on Elkies, and I'll just show you real quick because this is going to move fast, but just real quick, our approach is to the RNAV, approach into Bend, Oregon, is RNAV Yankee 16. And just to give you, there's somebody else. Hey dude, maybe he's going the same place. Our altitude at DSD right here needs to be at 6,100 feet. Fogiv needs to be at 5,400 feet, and Comek we need to be at 4,800 feet. Interesting curved, kind of a curved approach here, but the final distance from Comek to BDN, that is right here to here, is 4.4 nautical miles. So I don't know. This could be interesting. And we were making that right turn now. You can see at Elkies, and now hauling ass. I don't know why the FLC turned off. I guess it turned off because we're at cruising altitude. That would make sense. Actually, yes, that's exactly why it turned off. Keeping an eye on our torque percentage, 78. We can actually afford to shave off even a little more time off this trip. There we go. Now it's up to 83, 84. NG percent 89, prop RPM 2000, ITT 446 degrees Celsius, oil PSI looks good at 118, oil temp 29. We can turn off our inertial separator now. That'll give us even more speed. Look at that, friends. There's that guy. Losing him in the clouds now. Look at that. I just... Wow. Look at this wall. In we go. That torque percentage down.
Going to 118.1 flight 1918.
This is going to be very, how should I say this, high energy approach. Cross your fingers. I don't know. There's always something about IMC that I find exciting. You know, it's you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you do, and you trust your instruments, and you trust your practice and your training and your all the lessons you've taken on YouTube and learned in the actual act of flying in the sim over and over, and then you put it all into use when it's time. And this is actually a great example of flying in completely instrument meteorological conditions. complete IMC. Complete IMC. I mean, if this isn't an excellent illustration of why you need to know how to fly without being able to see anything outside, then nothing is. Because this indeed illustrates that quite nicely. I love it when we break out of the clouds. Look at that. This is just beyond belief. Look at that. Oh my God, screenshot. Wow. You just realize the enormity of atmospheric conditions. 28.15. Dear Goose Bravo, good evening.
Going to 128.15.
I expect we'll get our descent instructions here soon. We're only 12 minutes from the airport at our current airspeed. That's probably more like 15.
November tree 4 tree whiskey Bravo 13,000 feet.
November tree 4 tree whiskey Bravo Seattle Center. Continue to Waldo as planned. Altimeter tree 0.090.
29er. What'd she say?
Seattle Center, generic November 117.
3009. Right here, this rather significant terrain feature is Mount Jefferson, so I'm glad we're clear of that. 3009. We'll go ahead and change our barometer. There we go. See this guy. We'll find out here soon enough if he's on final with us. Just 50 miles from the airport now. Showing 11 minutes at our current airspeed, probably more about 14. Well, we'll make out the mountain or not. Now, it's all, as we say, OBC, obscured by clouds. .14 minutes, 33 seconds since we started our timer. Airspeed's moving right along. Knots indicated 223 knots. Ground speed 278 knots. True airspeed 268 knots. Coming out of the clouds. Hey, what did I say? Remember I said Bend, Oregon is partly cloudy, but Salem was drizzle? Look at this. I mean, I think the weather is pretty damn accurate. Yeah, we're coming out of the weather. This is great. All right. We can turn off our other anti-icing equipment. We'll see if we have any return of the windshield icing or anything like that. But I think we're getting clear of the weather now. That's great. There's Mount Jefferson. And what a Mount Jefferson it is. There's another airplane flying parallel to us. Or where the hell he is. It's got to be above us because he's crossing over. He's overtaken us. Got a little chop here, I'm feeling. HORRN, that's this. No descent instructions, though.
Heading at altitude, expect RNAV Yankee runway 16 approach via HORRN transition, clear to HORRN November tree whiskey Bravo.
Start slowing down. We're out of the weather. At least we're out of the IMC. Look at that. Wow. Christ. That's called three-fingered jack. I don't know what it is, but I mean, other than a geological feature, but that's what that's called, three-fingered jack. Slowing nicely now. Just about 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes from our destination right now. Look at this wind. Boy, we got clear of that front, and the wind really kicked up. 59.
Whiskey Bravo, you are 400 feet below your assigned altitude.
Whoops.
Climb and maintain 13,000 feet.
That's a function of altimeter error. They told me 30. You saw it.
Climb and
Actually,
maintain
let me make my
13,000 feet,
case.
Whiskey Bravo.
The previous altimeter was 3009, which I said, and then that led to us having an inaccurate altitude, which I don't actually mind because the opportunity to climb a few hundred feet slowed me down.
And maintain 9,000 feet.
There we go, 9,000 feet. It is.
Descend and maintain 9,000 feet. Trig Whiskey Bravo.
There we go. Descend at 1,400 feet per minute, and we're going to slow us down because descending not that quickly, but descending at 1,400 feet per minute is, you're going to increase. Your airspeed's going to increase. That should make sense. I mean, this isn't rocket science. Whoa! Wind shear there. Look how the winds changed so dramatically. Did you see how everything... Oh my God, that must have been unpleasant for the passenger or passengers. Don't worry, everything is fine. Are you sure? Sorry. I can't account for goofy weather, or rather sudden wind changes. All right, so we're going to start keeping our eyes peeled. We're no longer IMC, so that simplifies our life dramatically. Black Butte. Nice. This is nice. This was an excellent example of, starting in pretty adverse conditions. IMC. Winds weren't unreasonable at all, but still, not seeing anything or not being able to see much. And then pushing out from those clouds and, getting into some clear weather. That's nice. We're coming up on DSD right now. Eventually, anyway. Bottle, BOTTL is our next waypoint, which is only 71 seconds away, but after Bottle is DSD. And remember, at DSD, we need to be at 6,100 feet. So that I just don't think it's going to be a problem, because we're at 9,000 feet right now. So we're going to level out at 9,000 unless and until they give us some additional descent instructions, which I expect to happen. We'll gas up a little bit here, add a little throttle just since we are leveling out. 2615, dear Bruce, Bravo, good day.
Going to 126.15, Dr. Tree Whiskey Bravo.
Three Sisters, Seattle approach, it's Dear Bruce, Bravo, with you at 9,000.
Climb and maintain 9,400 feet. Expect ILS runway 23 approach by Delta.
Talking about that Sky West.
171 radial 220 DMER cleared to Delta Sierra.
Yeah, this is part of the Three Sisters Wilderness.
Seattle approach, Dr. November Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo, 9,000 feet.
I expect us to be told to descend to 6,100.
Seattle approach, continue to Delta Sierra Delta as planned.
They're going to tell us...
Altimeter 30.12.
That altimeter's bouncing around. Whatever you say, Coach. We're going to be told to descend to 6,100. That'll be our next.
And maintain 7,700 feet. Expect ILS runway 23 approach by Delta Sierra Delta 171 radial 220 DMER cleared to Delta Sierra Delta.
There is another. There is that. Yeah, there is another plane on approach. This could be interesting. There's another approach, presuming, I mean, he's just got cleared through Delta Sierra Delta DSD, so that's the same VOR approach into Bend that we're taking, I believe. expect runway 23. Interesting. Okay. The winds were out of the south when I last checked them. We really need to be ordered. I mean, right now we're only 2 minutes and 7 seconds away from DSD, at which we need to be at 6,100 feet, and we're still at 9,000 feet, so I'm getting anxious. Winds and bend right now are out of the south-southwest at 6, so
approach landmark 758 is
we're landing on the correct runway according to real weather.
6,100 feet.
I don't know why we haven't been given descent instructions. We need to be at 6,100 feet right here. It's only 102 seconds away. How am I supposed to go from 9,000 feet to 6,000 feet in 102 seconds? Well, I can, but I'd rather not. I'm going to do this in anticipation of that order. 6,100. Come on, ATC, don't fail me now. It's this guy. By the way, the other guy they're talking to is this guy. He's going to land on 2-3. This could be interesting. If we can see him. Well, let's see what happens. Every day is an adventure. Just 1 minute from DSD, where we're supposed to be at 6,100 feet. And we're at 9,000 feet. Oh, shit. This is Redmond, Oregon, out there off to the left.
Delta Tree Whiskey Bravo, descend and maintain 5,700 feet.
Good enough. Okay, now we're really going to slow down because I want to try to buy up a little time. They waited till the last possible goddamn second to order that descent instruction. What do you say, 5,700? It's a little unusual that we're getting a descent instruction to an altitude that's not on the published approach plate, but whatever. We're passing over DSD now. Next is Fogiv, F-O-G-I-V, and at Fogiv we need to be at 5,400 feet. Fogiv is only 76 seconds away, and we're at 7,800 feet, so this is going to be a race to get down. Turn on our initial separator, both because we're entering the bird zone. We're not there yet, but we're entering the bird zone. This guy right here is landing as well. I suspect like this. And then who knows what this guy's up to? Who would have thought that there'd be other airplanes in areas? Who would have thought there'd be a lot of air traffic around Bend, Oregon? Good grief. I mean, nothing against Bend, Oregon, but it's not exactly Class B airspace.
Bravo, you are 9 miles north of Kilo Bravo, Delta November.
9 miles out, we're at 6,700 feet. We're fine.
Doppler Tree Whiskey Bravo.
We're fine.
Kilo Bravo Delta November.
Altitude-wise, we're fine.
November Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo 8 miles north inbound RNAV.
So there's no tower.
816.
No tower. So we're going to shallow out our descent right now. No tower. So we just got handed off, basically the AI handed us off to the CTAF, Common Tower Advisory Frequency. Common Traffic Advisory Frequency, excuse me. So we're going to have to handle this approach ourselves, which is fine, because that's what we do. Handle things. Gosh, who knew it was so bleak out here? Wow. Okay. Getting ready to turn final. I don't know, we may have some little traffic conflict alerts here in a second. Airspeed's good, 140 knots. About to make that final right turn. If I were a betting man, I'd say we might have some interesting encounters with other airplanes. We're going to set our altitude at minimums, 3,800 feet. Just so we don't stop descending. There he is. Look at this guy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I love this game so much. Conservative descent right now. Airspeed's 120 knots. That's good. That's just about where we want it when we deploy flaps and so forth. Let's go ahead and do our Gifley checklist now. G for gear. I for inertial separator. Flaps, 1 notch. Fuel, 23, 24 left, right. Lights, landing lights. And we'll deactivate our yaw damper. Done. Just like that. Okay. Pop up in our seat here. Oh boy, this ain't good. Let's see if we can make this. What do you say? You want to try it with me? I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility that we could nail this. I don't know why we weren't lined up. Oh, shit. Okay, there we go. All right, we got red over white. Nice. We're still going too fast, though. There. Good. Now, I'd rather get those 2 red lights, because that's going to allow me to now stop descending so quickly and instead bleed off some airspeed. And now, actually, our airspeed is still too fast. But I've got full flap deployment now, as I'm fine in doing. Because we were under 120. Airspeed now 90, 87, 86. There we go, 85. We'll stabilize it now at 85. Got 2 reds there, so let's... There we go, back over red over white. My goodness. What an adventure. Fun! 16, runway 16 confirmed. Winds 4 knots. Idle. Try to hit those 1,000-foot markers. Whoops! Oopsie! That was bad. That was some bad porpoising. There we go. I'm going to use those reverse thrusters for sure. Wind's coming right at us. That helps a lot to use the rudder pedals. Simplifies it anyway. Now, I think parking's off to our right, just based on my looking at the runway. Oh, Jesus, that is a narrow little taxiway. Looking at my map of the airport. All right, well, that was exciting, an exciting descent. All right, let's go ahead and announce clear the runway. Clear up the
Kilo Bravo Delta November
clean up
traffic
the
cover
airplane.
November Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo is clear of the runway.
Taxi. Come on. Pulse. Oops. Guess I never turned them on. I tell you, I learn something every time I play this game. Depressurize. Welcome to Bend, where the local time is 4:14. We'll go ahead and park here. Your guess is as good as mine where parking is. I'm looking at the... Boy, there's not a lot of airplanes here. Well, let's just go ahead and take the first available spot. That's him. How funny. I don't want to kill this guy, but oh, Jesus. All right, okay, I got you now. I know what you want me to do, Cochise. All right, let's just circle around. Try not to crash into that van. See if we can find him again. I saw him standing there with his flashlights. Okay, let's try that again. Is he gonna? There he is. He's gonna signal to us, or he is signaling to us. I don't know. There we go. Interesting. Not sure I entirely understand where he wants me. Okay, I'm guessing that's a little bit of an AI issue there. Anyway. Okay, parking brake. Okay.
Aural warning, okay.
Box boost pump now disabled. Okay. Well, that was exciting. Putting it mildly. But I don't care. I love it. It's fun. All right, that's it. So here we are in Bend, Oregon. Let's go outside. Interesting parking job. Not sure I entirely understand what he wanted me to do there, but you saw what he told us to do, and I did it. Partly cloudy, 41 degrees. Welcome to Bend.